this meeting. Ms. Niekerk, are we ready to proceed? I see we are quorate.
Yes, we are, Chairperson. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. As I've said, a warm welcome. Today is Tuesday, the 22nd of November, 2022. It has just gone 1 o'clock, and this is a virtual meeting via MS Teams of the Standing Committee on Agriculture, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning. Ms. Niekerk, I am just going to give all the members that are online an opportunity to introduce themselves, and if you could then submit all the apologies that you've received. Honourable members, over to you for your introductions.
Thank you, Chair. Honourable Kayla Murray, Member.
Honourable America, thank you. We see you, Honourable America, but I think you may have been unmuted, but thank you. We note you are there. And Honourable Maran.
Afternoon, Chair, and everyone present. Pat Maran, a member of this committee.
Thank
Good
you.
Afternoon, Chair Derek America. Sorry.
That's it. That's loud and clear. Thank you very much. And it seems to me you either have a very nice background or you are sitting outside. We envy you. Ms. Niekerk, over to you for apologies received.
Thank you, Chairperson. We've received one apology, and that is from Member Sean August.
Good. Thank you very much. And thank you also for joining us and for preparing the agenda and all the supporting documentation for this meeting. And a warm welcome also to Ms. Mshumpela and Mr. Hassan, who are here to support us and ensuring that this everything flows smoothly. Honourable members, the meeting today is to approve of a number of documents that were distributed beforehand. As you may have seen with other standing committee meetings, we are busy wrapping up and trying to address all AREA documentation, etc. So can I ask Ms. Niekerk to first beam onto our screens the minutes of the 9th of September 2022 for our consideration?
There we go, Chairperson.
Thank you, Ms. Niekerk. If you could scroll through that document. Thank you, honourable members. Only the 2 pages. Are you happy for us to adopt these minutes? Please, can I get an indication?
Chair, I want to move for the adoption. I've read through it. The sectional titles amendment bill, and I'm happy with the minutes.
Thank you, Honourable Maran. Honourable America.
I second that, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Which brings us then to the minutes of the 20th of October 2022. Thank you very much. Again, honourable members, you see your names there as well as the officials that were present. And that's the last page. Thank you very much. Honourable members, are you happy for us to adopt these minutes?
Chair, I move that we adopt.
Thank you, Honourable Murray and Honourable America.
I second the adoption, Chair.
Appreciated. Thank you very much. This brings us to the meeting of the 21st of October 2022. Page 2 and page 3. Thank you, honourable members. This was also previously distributed. Any comments, any proposals?
Yeah, I move that we adopt the minutes.
Thank you. Honourable America moved.
Seconded, Chair.
Thank you. Honourable Maran seconded. No other views? Unilaterally, or it seems to me we all support the adoption. Thank you. And then the next one, to consider is the report on the annual report. That is the report that we submit. And first I present to you that of the Department of Agriculture and its entity Casidra. That was the report. I think we also had a look at it during our meeting, but now we must just confirm this report as an accurate reflection of our work. Thank you, honourable members. Any views on this, whether we can adopt the report? Honourable
Propose that
America.
we adopt.
Thank you, Honourable America.
I second that, Chair.
Thank you, and Honourable Marin. Thank
No,
you.
Chair, I just wanted to say, Chair, that everything is nicely captured within this report, and we really need to thank Serene for her work.
Yes, indeed. Thank you very much for giving praise where praise is well deserved. Thank you very much. The next one is a report on the annual report of the Department of Environmental Affairs and Development Planning and its entity Cape Nature for the 2021-2022 financial year. There you have it. Good. Again, it's been presented. Honourable members, anything that you would like to add? Can we adopt?
Chair, propose that we adopt.
Thank you, Honourable America.
Nothing to add, Chair.
Thank you, Honourable Marin.
Supported.
So duly considered and adopted. The next one is a fairly longer report. That is the report on the oversight visit to the West Coast from the 20th to the 22nd of September 2022. And again, from my side, my appreciation for joining us on that visit. It's not always easy to find time and to travel such long distances. Again, this report was also previously distributed to members. Okay, page 5, page 6, page 7. As I've said, it's a fairly long report, detailed report, which I appreciate. And again, thank you very much to Ms. Niekerk. Honourable members, this report was also circulated before. Anything that you would like to add, Honourable America?
Chairperson, I'd like to express my appreciation to the procedural officer for the professional and efficient manner in which he coordinated this oversight visit and the thoroughness of the report. Having said that, I would want to propose that we adopt the report. Thank you.
Good. Thank you very much. Thank you, Honourable America. We are indeed being spoilt by our procedural officer when it comes to organising these oversight visits. I think there is there's scope for her after the legislature as an organizer of tours, etc. Honourable Madam.
Yeah, Chair, I think myself and the Honourable, except you, the Honourable from America were the only ones there, except those who are absent now. I didn't see anything in the report. I thought that Serene will make mention of the Baba Bokies in the Neersvlakte Reserve. No, Chair, just joking. Seconded.
I think it was called small succulent plants, or yes.
Afrikaans have said Baba Bokies.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for that support. So this report was also duly considered and adopted. The next one is now the quarterly report for us. I think that is our second quarter from July to September 2022. This goes into the records as the report on the work done by this committee. Perhaps just a moment, Ms. Niekerk, if you wouldn't mind just standing still at the very first paragraph. As you would have seen, there were some changes to the composition of this committee. If you could scroll up slightly, thank you. Okay, so there you will see that the Honourable Murray joined us from the 5th of August, and then there were also some other changes. I think the Honourable Murray replaced Honourable Bosman on this committee. So if you're happy with that, thank you. Then we can scroll. Again, there
Pause
you
there
see.
for a second, Chairperson.
There you again see the changes.
It's not scrolling. Ah, there it goes.
Good. We're at table 13, 14, 15, 16. And there you will see, unfortunately, we've also overspent on our budget. That's the budget for the year, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct, Chairperson.
Now, my impression is that there will be an adjustment budget also, and that there've been some lobbying to allocate a bigger amount to the standing committees in general, and that we will hopefully also be receiving our due portion of that. Honourable members, I see Honourable Marin's hand is raised.
Look, Chair, thanks for the last part in terms of the budget, because I thought that the 128 maybe was the allocation and we have 100,000 rand spent up to date, but you've now basically clear in saying that we have overspent by 28,000. Now, Chair, if that's correct, shouldn't be, if you look at the balance, shouldn't be the 28,000 a minus?
You're correct, that, but I think what do you call it? The convention is that amounts in brackets normally
okay.
in terms of accountancy normally indicate
A minus.
A minus, correct.
Yeah, you are correct, Chair. Thanks.
Okay, are you happy then for us to adopt this report?
Yes, I'm happy to move for adoption.
Thank you so much.
I second that.
Thank you,
Second that,
Honourable
Chair.
Member. Thank you so much. And thank you again, Honourable Members, for really a very interesting and active quarter that this committee has had, with the Cluster B visit, with our own oversight visit, plus legislation. I think you've been extremely productive in this quarter. The next document is the tracking document, listing all the resolutions of this committee, and obviously also indicating which of our resolutions are still outstanding, and where we have indeed, received responses on our questions asked, etc. That has also been distributed before. And again, as you can see, it's a very, very long report. Good, thank you very much. That brings us to the last page of the tracking document. I trust that you found that everything that needed to be captured has indeed been captured in this document. I recognize Honourable Marin.
Thanks, Chair. It was actually a legacy end, but let me speak, Chair. Chair, I've looked at the tracking document, and as you can see, from the 4th of December and the 22 of Feb, dealing with the issue of the Brandvlei Dam, the drone project, and some of you have visited. On the 8th of June, also the MOU of California. We have received some feedback in terms of that and how far that particular process is. And I've also noticed from the 21st of September onwards, and I believe, Chair, at the later stage, that maybe within the next quarter, we will receive some information in terms of how far they are in implementing basically the decision that we've taken. So, Chair, I'm happy with what I see in front of me. As I've said, 4th, 19 and 20, 4 December, 19 March, 22 Feb. We have received basically feedback, comments, further action, and then, as I've said, from the 21st of September onwards, we might receive it at a later stage. So I'm happy with this typing document.
Thank
Do we
you.
need to? Do we need to move for adoption in this, Chair?
I think it
Or
was
just for notification?
No, I think it would be good if we could just confirm that this is an accurate reflection of the work done, as well as, you know, work completed and work that is still in need of attention.
Ongoing.
Yes. Thank you. I did recognize the hand of Honourable America as well.
Thank you, Chair. It's noted, Chair,
Good.
and supported.
Thank you very much. Thank you for that. Which brings us to the work that is still ahead of us for the remainder of this quarter, this term. Ms. Niekerk, if you would be so kind just to give us a little bit of an oversight in terms of first what's waiting on us for the next 2 weeks, and then if we can look at the program for the first quarter of next year, which is Q4 of our financial year.
Certainly, Chairperson, thank you. Just for the remainder of this year, well, firstly, at the end of this week, on the 25th of February, on Friday, 25th of November, that is Friday, the Cluster B Visit Week report is going to be considered and adopted. And I believe that the meeting is hybrid, but that the coordinating chairperson, Ms. Maseko, has kindly requested that members try and be present in person because this meeting will be followed by a lunch on Friday afternoon. So that is the 25th of November, the consideration of the Visit Week report. And then next week, on Monday, the 28th of November, is the deliberation on the Western Cape Adjustments Appropriation Bill for 2022. This committee has 2 votes. Vote 9, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning, will take place at 12 o'clock, and then vote 11, Agriculture, at 2 o'clock. And each vote's meeting has been scheduled for 45 minutes. And then, Chairperson, members, this is just a very rough outline of the 4th quarter committee program. Members will recall that this committee at this time last year just wrapped up the Western Cape Biodiversity Bill, and that the department is in the process of compiling the subordinate legislation. And the chairperson thought it apt to include this so that the committee can just get a briefing on where they are in terms of the regulations that they're compiling for that act. This will then be followed by a Cluster B Visit Week, and the committee section was just informed earlier this morning that the Visit Week will be taking place from the 6th to the 10th of February next year. The area identified is the Laingsburg area. And the 6th to 10 February is basically the week prior to the opening of Parliament, which will also be hosted in the Laingsburg area. But I do believe that more information regarding the planning and logistics for the Visit Week will be discussed in the meeting this coming Friday. And then also in this document, members, Chairperson, there is, I've taken the resolutions out of the tracking document and listed it here. So members can have a look at it, and I'm sure you've had a look at it already. And just maybe just to give me, in terms of planning, a sense of which of these resolutions should be prioritized to be included in the program for the last quarter. And then further down the document, there's a list of NCOP legislation, and members will see that I've noted possible referral in the next financial year, because we're really not sure when these bills are going to be coming through. But if we look at the status of some of the pieces of legislation, some of them are moving quite quickly through the NA and NCOP. So this will also be taken into consideration, not for the fourth quarter though, but for the rest of the new financial year, which starts in April. So that is just an overview of the program for the next quarter and then for the rest of the financial year. But important, Chairperson and members, if we could just prioritize the outstanding resolutions, it would assist greatly. Thank you.
Good, thank you very much. Honourable members, over to you. I think the first item there, coming from COP27 and the emphasis again on climate change. And I think we all know that agriculture is extremely climate dependent, that I would like to propose that we ask the officials to share with us how they believe we can utilize the limited water sources and resources of South Africa to the best that we can, especially in preparation for what I hope to be an international study visit to California, where California has also recently been struggling with a drought, and where I think we all need to work more economically with water, particularly water for irrigation of crops, etc. So that would be, for me, something which I believe is quite important. Then the second one, to invite the Minister of Mineral Resources and Energy. I think in the past, some of our invites have unfortunately not been accepted, but I think since the visit to the Knasvlakte and to the West Coast is still very fresh in our minds, that we perhaps do not let go of that issue, but that we really try to include that in our quarterly program as well. Good. And then something which I know is very close also to our hearts, and particularly some of us, is this more detail on the support afforded to the black small-scale farmers, particularly, I believe, that group of 50 that have been identified for support, where I think the National Department of Agriculture also made money available for such support. Are there any other comments that members would like to make on the program? Are you happy for us to proceed in that way?
Happy, Chair.
I see Honourable Marin's hand. I don't know if it's a legacy hand.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Chair. Chair, I would believe in the Serene touch on some of the dates. For instance, I think you've spoken about an oversight vessel on the 6th and the 10th, that specific dates will be at a later stage included, because currently it only captures the month and the year. If I'm not mistaken, the document that I've read, it will say, for instance, January 2022.
Correct.
Yes. So at the later stage, I believe there will be specific dates. We will speak to the 6th till the 10th of February and so forth. But also, Chair, that the 5 other
Topics.
issues, topics to be included in this this program document, Chair. Those that we have resolved on, and basically the request is that they be included and also specific dates attached to it, Chair. In terms of the legislation and the NCOP and the statuses, Chair, of what they are busy with, Chair, maybe as we are moving forward, just to keep regular updates how far those particular processes are, Chair. But so far, I'm happy with this comedy program for it's actually the last quarter from January to March next year. Thanks.
Correct. Correct. Thank you very much for that. Is that a unanimous view? Thank you. It
Well,
seems
good, Chair.
You must just make sure, Chair, that you speak to the speaker. And you have touched on the issue of California, the MOU that we had with the state of California. And we were supposed basically to, and the plans was that we go there, I think it was around about September, October, and because of not sufficient funds, basically request that we should consider next year, just to make sure that you keep that discussion with the speaker, Chair, warm, and see whether we can go, whether it's April or May. Thanks.
Baie dankie. Ons sal daai saak warm hou. We'll keep on driving that issue. I do know that there are also other committees in the same cluster that may join hands in this regard. And I have already indicated that with our experience earlier this year, when some of our colleagues were overseas, that even the parliamentary program provides for the potential absenteeism of a number of us, because I do recall that it was very difficult, for example, for parliamentary sittings to proceed with a number of people not being able to be physically present or even to join online because of the timeline differences, etc. Good. Thank you very much, honourable members. That is then an insight as to the fourth quarter of this year's potential program. And as you've heard, dates are coming through now. So I trust that Ms. Niekerk would soon be in a position to add specific dates and not only the months and year that Honourable Marin has referred to. Are there any resolutions, actions, in addition to what we've just considered, that the honourable members would like to raise at this point in time before we close this meeting?
I'm covered. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, honourable members. We will be seeing one another then towards the end of next week with the adjustments appropriation debate. I believe there are declarations to be made regarding those adjustments, and that you will all be able to join us next week on Friday when we will be attending to this.
Chairperson, correction,
Chair.
that's next week, Monday, the 28th, for the adjustments.
Good, but there's also on the 2nd of December.
Yeah, but this week, Friday, is the adoption of the Cluster B Visit Week report.
Good.
And then the debates in the House take place from December on the adjusted budgets.
Aha, on the 2nd of December. So we will be seeing each other still on a few occasions before Parliament goes into recess towards the middle of December. Good. No other comments?
Okay.
Honourable Marin?
Yes, I just wanted to make sure, Chair. I know there's a cluster B visit on the 25th of February, and I'm not sure whether I've heard Serene correctly saying that particular cluster B meeting, will it be in person? I just wanted to check whether I've heard that correct. Thanks.
That is correct, Member Moran. I think Shumi sent out those invitations, but I think it's hybrid, not in person. But I think she sent out a request saying to members, if you are able to be here in person, please do. But that's this week, Friday, the 25th.
Correct, but the option would also be to join online, Honourable Maron.
Yes, and a MST meeting link has been sent out as well for that meeting. Okay.
Send it again, please. Thanks, Chair.
I shall forward it, member. Thank you, Chair.
Good, thank you all very much, honourable members. And with that brings us to the end of this meeting. I want to say thank you very much again for your attention, your consideration of all these documents. It was quite a long list, and looking forward to seeing you again. Have a great day.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, have a great day
Chairperson.
too. Bye.
Thank you, members. Bye-bye. Member Moran?
Yes, Serene.
Oh, okay. Just a second. Okay. Member Moran, I will send through that meeting link to you. But the request came quite, what's the word? To please ask members to attend in person.
But look, the cluster B visit, and I think most of them, the chairperson or the leading chair was Ms. Claudine. Eh?
Yes.
So me is basically sending out those notices and links.
To me,
Am I correct?
yes. Correct.
Right. Now, see, in the past, she have sent basically all information to me on my Gmail address.
Okay.
Now, I don't have access to that email.
Your
Address
Gmail.
anymore. My phone failed and this LCD basically cracked.
Ach, nee, yeah. Okay.
Yes. That she send it to my WCPP, and I think I have sent a message in terms of that, but that she just send it to the WCPP address.
Okay. Look, I've received it as well, so I can forward that to you. So let me just send it to your WCPP address, all right?
Yeah, thanks, man. Much appreciated.
So I take it you will not attend in person.
I'm not sure. At this stage, I'm not sure, but at least I know now there is an option.
There's an
it's
option.
Not that. Yes. Remember, at some, and I think I've told you, at some states that a couple of months back, there was basically a decision by the chairperson of Human Settlement that all our standing committee meetings will be in person. Remember, some time ago. And we have never basically, that decision was never implemented. But I think there is a feeling maybe that those, especially when it comes to human settlements, that we have those meetings in person. But it's fine. I know now that I do have an option whether I want to go or whether I want to sit at home and log in virtually.
But just let me know, because we now sort of procured some lunch for everybody, because it's the last meeting of the cluster for the year.
For the year. Okay. Yeah. No.
All
okay.
right.
Thanks.
Okay,
very much.
Okay. Go well. And thank you for the kind words. Appreciate it.
No, pleasure.
Okay. Bye-bye.